presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Ohio.
The 2017 home season started against the White Sox in front of a capacity crowd, capped by a walk-off double from Michael Brantley. The season will end at home against these same Chicago White Sox in front of a packed house as the Tribe tries to lock up home field advantage for the American League playoffs. Trevor Bauer gets the ball to start the final series of the regular season next on Sports Time Ohio. Well, this is it, the final regular season series between the Indians and the Chicago White Sox. Tribe has already won 100 games on the year. Now they're trying to run down the best record in the American League. They own it currently. They're a game up on Houston. They own the tiebreaker. Therefore, their magic number to clinch is 2. That'll give them home field advantage throughout the playoffs. A win by the Indians, a loss by the Astros, or 2 wins over the weekend. That's it. That's all. Boston, meanwhile, still trying to hold off the Yankees and win the AL East. Their magic number is 1. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Indians and White Sox. The big story tonight is Trevor Bauer. Tito told me he really isn't going to necessarily shackle Bauer, but he might not push him as far as he did with Carlos Carrasco. He said he would talk to Bauer before the game and kind of see where that leads. But one thing we know, Rick, Bauer can throw a lot of pitches.
It's been a career year. This guy gets better as the game goes on. 16 wins this year. He's looking for number 10 at home, and he has pitched very well throughout the streak for the Indians, and that curveball has been a very big pitch. He's 1-0 this year against the White Sox, 5-2 in his career, and look at his record, last 12 starts, 9-1. Can't pitch much better than that.
Don't look for the Indians to let off the gas pedal. Tito said they're still pushing hard. They want to secure that best record in the American League. We'll be back with the play-by-play, plus we'll check in with Alan Jensen. They've got the showstopper on the Major League home run leader, and Andre Knott has some more insight into Trevor Bauer, who takes the hill for the Tribe tonight. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Nature Stone, the only concrete solution.
Chicago White Sox tonight, final regular season series. It's this weekend right here at Progressive Field. Then the October magic begins on Thursday night right back here in Cleveland. Along with Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski. Let's talk about our showstopper, though, and for that we go down to South Florida. And Giancarlo Stanton, 2 homers last night. He has 59 for the season. Obviously, he has a real shot at 60.
He does, because he's facing the Atlanta Braves, who he's homered off 8 times. That's tied for the most of any team that he's faced this year. He's got, I think, 3 more left in him, 1 for every night. 1 an offensive year. He should be the MVP.
Definitely feels a little like October in the air, as you said on Indians Live. Let's send it upstairs for Matt and Rick. And hey, guys, October is indeed right around the corner.
Yeah, it definitely has that kind of feel as far as the temperature and the conditions here at Progressive Field. The atmosphere a little different. I think the crowd is settling in. They know there's something bigger on the horizon, and I think the guys in the dugout know that there's something bigger looming out there as well. Although they still want to try and track down and secure the best record in the American League. Trevor Bauer will get the start tonight for the Indians, looking for his 17th win of the season. Let's go to Andre Knott, who has more on the Tribe's right-hander.
Thanks, Matt. I figured on a Friday night, what better place for me to come to than the corner? Hang out with the best fans in all of baseball. Throughout the baseball season, we've seen Cookie Carrasco and Trevor Bauer with the mini balls. Matter of fact, tonight, the team is giving out these posters to people that come into the game, and about 5,000 people will get these actually signed by Cookie Carrasco and Trevor Bauer. If you're coming this weekend, game's sold out tomorrow, come out to the corner, and some of the balls have been displayed out here in the corner. You can see Trevor Bauer's, you can see the original Jose Ramirez, Cookie Carrasco's up there, Lindor, Tito, Kip. You can see the whole crew, even Corey Kluber, who will be on the mound tomorrow. Well, with Trevor Bauer on the mound, maybe the soundbite of the year must be heard again. And our Hear Right Sounds of the game, here's Trevor Bauer talking about his relationship with Avisail Garcia.
You know, he likes to run his mouth. He just starts sitting there, talking like, oh, they don't throw me they don't throw me fastball. All I do is throw me breaking balls. He said it before. I'm not sure he knows that the rules of this game say you can throw whatever pitch you want. So, he started yapping at me. I threw him a first pitch slider. He fouled it off. He stared right at me, said something while he was nodding his head like I'm right on you or something. So I told him, if you're that confident, step back in the box. Let's go. Get back in the box. And then he fouled off a pitch that another one that he should have hit. It was right down the middle, and he missed it. And he looked at me, and he started nodding again. So I threw him a curveball, and he swung and missed. So I decided to remind him of the rules of the game. That 3 strikes, you're out. You can go sit back in the dugout. But, to his credit, he took it like a champ. He put his head down, he shut his mouth, and he walked his L back to the dugout. Good for him.
As our buddy Hawk Harrelson would have said, grab some pine.
Yeah, no doubt. That was very good. I remember that.
Yeah. I'm sure Garcia remembers it too.
Oh, sure he does. You know what? But Trevor's right, man. Let's go. Just get in the box and hit. And he did, and he got him there. But he's going to get an opportunity because Garcia hit 5th in the lineup today.
Well, there goes Trevor Bauer out to take the hill. He'll be on the mound looking for win number 17 on the year as the Indians go for win number 101 tonight against Chicago.
Yeah, why not? Trevor Bauer will be our Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher. And Bauer is making his 31st start. And he's 1-0 this year against the White Sox. He started against the Sox back in Chicago. Went 6 1/3. On September 4th, he gave up 3 hits, a couple of runs, ended up leading that game 4-2, and he won the ball game 5-2 in his career against them. And he's really had a great month, a 5-0 August, 2-1 September. So he's been on a nice roll, and no decision in his last start against Seattle.
And the starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox under manager Rick Renteria, brought to you by Hankook Tires. Yolmer Sanchez right there in the picture will lead it off. Yohan Moncada, the Cuban product, will bat second. Then Jose Abreu is third. Nicky Delmonico cleanup. Avisail Garcia is fifth. Kevin Smith, the catcher, batting sixth. Tim Anderson, the talented shortstop, bats seventh. Matt Davidson, big power. He'll hit eighth. Adam Engel, the speedy center fielder, will hit ninth.
And we'll check out the defense for the Indians behind Bauer tonight, brought to you by Ram. Jackson is in left field, Kipnis in center, Bruce over in right. Diaz gets the start at third, Lindor at short, Ramirez at second, Santana at first, and Perez behind the plate, as always, with Bauer on the mound.
Jim Reynolds has the plate. Pat Hoberg is at first base. Lance Barrett down at second. And the crew chief, Mark Wegner, is at third base. 63 degrees. Partly cloudy skies here in downtown Cleveland. It's been breezy throughout much of the afternoon. Breeze looks like it's died down a little bit here at game time. We'll keep an eye on that because that could definitely affect either the flight of the ball off the bat or how the outfielders deal with it.
Well, that's what it's been doing, blowing in a little bit, knocking it down, and it's a cool breeze coming in now. The October, when it blows in, it's a little bit cooler.
Knocked down a few of your drives today?
Not many, I'll tell you.
Oh, you had the wind cutter, huh?
Yeah.
Rick and I were, along with Alan Jensen, a number of other Sports Time Ohio folks, were out playing with Jimmy Hanlon's charity golf tournament today, Little Mountain Golf Club.
It was a beautiful day.
Yolmer Sanchez leading off takes the first pitch strike. And he follows that up with a beautiful curveball, 0-2. Just missed. Nearly had him fanned on 3 pitches. White Sox and Indians have split 6 games here in Cleveland on the year. As he throws the fastball by him, 1 away. Strikeout number 190 on the year.
Well, he just goes right with the fastball on our Nissan pitch tracker. He challenged him right there, and he gets a swing and miss. And don't think in the back of his mind he doesn't want 10 more strikeouts after that one right there, because 10 would be 200.
Selfishly, I'd love to see it.
I would too.
3 200 strikeout pitchers.
I would love to see it.
But given how we've seen over the years innings for starting pitchers go down, that's a heck of an accomplishment to get the 200 punch outs now. Slow chopper to second. 2 down. Well, if you get 16 wins and 190 or more strikeouts, nobody else has done that.
Well, there you go. Pretty good. Pretty darn good. And Bauer really has had a wonderful second half. He's had to fight all second half to get that ERA down. His goal was to get it down below 4, but that curveball has been so good for him.
Swung on and missed.
And this is a guy, Abreu, who has really put together a nice year again as well. He has over 80 extra base hits, 42 doubles, 6 triples, 33 homers, hitting 300 and over 100 RBIs, as he has done every year.
Right in on his thumbs. He fouls it back. It's 1-2. 25 or more homers, 100 or more runs batted in each of his first 4 seasons.
That's impressive.
Albert Pujols and Joe DiMaggio down low.
Well, and he's a guy you face your 18, 19 times a year in your division, and he's a big right-handed hitter that he doesn't swing for the fences. He's a good RBI man because he uses the whole field. Very talented.
Swung on and missed. Trevor Bauer strikes out a pair in the first. The White Sox go 1-2-3. The Indians are coming to bat.
for his turn to go out and make the start. He'll be the Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher for the White Sox. Interesting enough, in September he came out of the bullpen and pitched 2 2/3 innings. Then 2 days later he made the start because Carlos Rodon could not make the start. He went out there and they roughed him up and gave him the loss.
Indians starting 9 for Tito, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor leading it off. Austin Jackson will bat second. Jose Ramirez hitting third. Edwin Encarnacion, Jay Bruce, Carlos Santana in the middle. Then it's Jason Kipnis. Yandy Diaz gets the start at third. Roberto Perez catching and batting ninth.
Mike Pelfrey, 33 years old. It's his 21st start. Four-seamer, has the curveball, a splitter, and he two-seamers. Well, he's not afraid to pitch left-handers inside. Split. Right there, coming back with a split. He did get the swing. Pelfrey 0-2 this year, 2-4 in his career. Faced him with Minnesota.
Lindor pulls it on the ground at first, backhanded by Abreu, and a nice flip to Pelfrey for out number 1.
Check out the White Sox defense, brought to you by WB Mason. Delmonico in left, Engel in center, Garcia in right, Sanchez at third, Anderson at short, Moncada at second, Abreu is at first, and Smith doing the catching.
Austin Jackson looks at a strike over the outside corner. Jackson in his last 66 games has batted a cool .330. Including 14 doubles, 3 triples, 5 home runs. Abreu, another backhander. He'll take it himself. 2 down. It will bring up Jose Ramirez. Ramirez 5th in the league in batting average, and in the month of September he has batted .385. Takes in off the plate. They used to call that salary drive.
Yeah.
You just call Ramirez Mr. Clutch. He knows when the games start to matter more. He's raised his play, and he's going to try to gap one here.
Yes.
It will get down. He's going for 2.
You knew that.
And the throw is not in time. Ramirez with another double. Number 54 on the year.
And he moves into third place all alone. I knew that if that ball fell and hit grass, he was going to go for 2. He was not going to hesitate. He was going to make him throw him out. And it gets down as Delmonico comes in and gets by him. Now it's up to Engel to get the ball and throw it in, and you're not going to get Ramirez the way he hustles out of the box.
Well, that means now only Tris Speaker, the Gray Eagle, and Tioga George Burns having more doubles in a single season in the history of this franchise than Jose Ramirez. Edwin Encarnacion. takes a strike. It's 1-1. In the past 6 seasons, including this year.
Right down the middle, a two-seamer.
Called a ball.
Holy cow. Did you see Pelfrey? What? Where was it? He's looking. He thought it was right down the middle for a strike, and I'll tell you what, I agree with him. Where is that pitch? I mean, if he would have let it go, it would have hit the ump right in the chest. Sitting right in the heart of the plate.
Must have called it high.
Look at, there's Todd Cooper. He's. I think I heard him say I missed it.
Two and two on the curveball. Full count.
He's throwing everything, boy. He's throwing the slider. He's throwing the curveball. Throwing the two-seam fastball. Edwin has been in the groove. He's been swinging the bat very well in the month of September. There's the Parrot section.
The 3-2. In off the plate, ball 4. Two on, 2 out, and Jay Bruce coming to the plate.
Wasn't going to give him much to hit, and you know he tried to run that little two-seamer in, but he missed in off the plate. And if you're going to miss, that's where you miss. So he's going to take his chances now with Jay Bruce.
The pitch is inside, ball 1. Jay Bruce is 3 RBIs shy of 100 for the year. He is also 1 double shy of having 30 of those to go along with his 35 homers. Inside again, 2-0. White Sox shift 3 on the right side of the infield. Huge hole on the left side. Sanchez has to stay close to the bag with the runner at second. Out of plate on the left side. It's 2-1. Indians trying to grab the early lead. It's been a successful formula all season long. 76 and 21 when they score first. And scoring in the first is something they have done a lot of this year. They've outscored their opponents by 40 runs in the first inning alone. Up high, 3 balls and a strike.
quality pitch here. There's the good split. Wasn't going to give in. It's a split fastball, and he threw it for a strike. He didn't care. You can see the grip. You can see it split in between the fingers, and it tumbles, you know, and it goes straight down. He wasn't going to try and throw that and be too fine. He threw that one down the middle and had good movement. He's got a good split tonight in the first inning, from what I can see. I'm sure he'll go into the glove there. Whether he throws it that way or not, you see him change it. It will not be a split. Curveball.
And foul.
Ay, coño, ay, ay, ay.
Well, Bruce stays alive to see another pitch. Full count. With 2-on-2 out here in the first. Runners will be off. Getting a head start. Chicago, a team that comes in 66-93 on the year. And really tough sledding on the road. They're 27-51 on the road this year.
And 3 of those 27 wins have come in this ballpark.
3-2 pitch. Runners go. Ball 4. They're loaded up.
Yeah, well, he's thrown 15 pitches now, trying to get the third out of this inning. Back-to-back walks after the Ramirez double. And once again, you know, with 2 outs, the Indians, they go down fighting. He's going to have to continue to work hard to get out of this first and not allow a run.
Well, hopefully we'll see a somewhat patient Carlos Santana. That's what has put the Indians in this bases loaded position.
Well, he started a lot of the left-handers with something hard in the end, just to maybe, I don't know if it's to back him off the plate or make that perfect pitch in. Don't know if he'll do it here with Carlos and bases loaded, though. Good split. That might have been the curveball.
It was in there at 72 miles an hour with a look at the runners. Ramirez, Encarnacion, Jay Bruce. Not quite a shift for Santana. The right side of the infield pulled around, but Anderson, the shortstop, stays on the left side of the bag. And the 0-1 pitch missing up high to even the count. On the year, Santana has gone 4 for 12 with the bases loaded. Pop back out of play, and now Pelfrey 1 strike from getting out of it.
Everything's slow. He had the first 2 outs and 6 pitches. And 18 pitches later, he's still working to try and get out of this inning.
That's what this Indians lineup has done a good job of. They're not just wearing pitchers down.
Yeah, well, it's a long lineup, and you don't want to make a mistake, especially early.
Santana with a fly ball, left center field. Delmonico makes the catch, and the Indians leave them loaded. We've played 1, no score in Cleveland.
Pennant with MLB TV every night on every device. Catch all out-of-market regular season games live. Plus, get a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB TV for the details.
Nicky Delmonico. Not sure if he received a bouquet of flowers or a gift basket from the Minnesota Twins.
That's right.
It was his walk-off homer that put Minnesota officially in the postseason. Beat the Angels the other night, knocking the Angels out.
Well, he has 9 home runs for him this year and 138 at bats.
Pops this one up. Shallow left. Lindor's out. He says, I've got it. He does. 1 away. Storylines tonight brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Indians hold a 1-game lead. Technically, it's a 2-game lead because they own the tiebreaker. And the Indians pitching staff, ooh, incredible.
Yes, indeed. And Houston is not going away. I mean, they're playing hard, and they blew out the Boston Red Sox yesterday.
And the other thing about that strikeout, Mark, in case you haven't heard us talk about it before, no team has ever done that for an entire season in the history of Major League Baseball. It would be sort of fitting if the Indians finished that way because they've done things this year that we've never seen before on a number of different fronts.
Exactly. It has been a special year in a lot of different ways.
Down in the dirt.
You know, you just look at it. Jose Ramirez, 54 doubles. The winning streak. The strikeouts.
100 wins.
100 wins.
Third time ever.
I know it. You can sit down and we'll have a lot of time to talk about that when it's over with.
Obviously, Garcia with a sky-high pop to center field. Jason Kipnis takes care of that. 2 down.
This is what we talked about earlier when these two guys went at it. Garcia had said something and Bauer chirped right back after he struck him out. He was fine with it.
Everybody else was more worked up about it than he was. He was
absolutely.
Simply stating, hey, you want to talk? I'll talk to you as well. You know. Well, that's that. Kevin Smith, the catcher, batting .280 on the year. 4 homers, 28 driven in. And Bauer misses low 2-0. Right field, Jay Bruce. On 10 pitches, Trevor Bauer retires the side in order. Scoreless, middle of inning number 2. And the Indians will send the bottom third of the order. Up against Mike Pelfrey, Jason Kipnis, Yandy Diaz, and Roberto Perez. Kipnis in the last 6 games has collected 7 hits, a couple of doubles, a homer, 5 driven in. Strike to the outside edge. Rick, when you've missed the kind of time that Kipnis has missed and you're trying to get yourself ramped up and ready to go here late in the year and you know you don't have a lot of time left, is it more important to just see as many pitches as you can, or is it more about getting your swing
Well, you have to remain patient. You're not going to, it's like going up there and saying, I want to hit a 5-run home run. You can't do it. You've got to be patient, take every bat, every pitch seriously. You can't give an at-bat away. You have to just get up there and try and get that strike zone zoned in to where you're seeing it, seeing the ball well, staying back on breaking pitches, hitting pitches you should hit. It's just not going to come overnight. It's got to come from at bats and quality at bats.
Fastball missed outside, and he draws a leadoff walk.
But an at bat like that certainly won't hurt when you get your walk and you don't make it out. Well, download MLB's free ballpark app to securely manage your tickets and skip lines by gaining access to our mobile-only gates. Plus, you'll unlock special offers from our partner KeyBank and more. Visit Indians.com for more info.
I always remember hearing when I was a kid a guy talking about a 100-mile-an-hour pitch, and he said, look, if you only had one chance to step in the box and see a 100-mile-an-hour pitch and you got one swing at it, your chances are very, very small that you're going to be able to connect on it. But he said if you sit in that box and you see a number of 100-mile-an-hour pitches, he said it's kind of like the equivalent if you're in a car that's driving really fast. At first it seems really fast, but as you go along on the highway, everything sort of slows down.
Yes.
So that's why I asked you if it's more a case of getting the eyes right with the speed of the game, or if it's the physical nature of getting the swing back.
It's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both, because every arm angle, every pitcher's different. You got to pick up slots of where they're throwing it from. But once you get back in there, a walk never hurts because you're seeing at least 6 pitches. And you can zone in the plate a little bit better.
And you're seeing usually at least a good chunk of the repertoire. You're going to see breaking ball. You're going to see some kind of off-speed stuff. Maybe a change-up. The 1-1. Yandy feigned a bunt, took a strike. He now looks down at third base coach Mike Sarbaugh, who gave him nothing more than a clap of the hands.
Yeah, it's almost like, let's go, swing the bat. Got one strike to you. What are you trying to bunt for? What, are you kidding me?
We're not carrying you because of your bunting ability.
Swing the bat. Let's go.
Over top of the dugout, and man, oh man, that ball got in the seats in a hurry.
I don't know if it hit that guy in the arm, but I'll tell you what, I know that's got to hurt. I mean, there's nothing you can do to get out of the way. That thing, he just shoots over there. Yeah, he wanted to turn away, but I think it got somebody on the arm, and he seems to be okay, but except I'm sure he's in pain.
He was showing the hot dog vendor.
There he is.
Or the popcorn vendor.
He's going to have
look at the welt immediately.
Well, look at the little girl he's got on his lap.
Thank goodness he protected her. Wow.
That thing's going to be like a basketball here in about another inning.
Rub some popcorn on it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, the two-seamer comebacker.
First strikeout for Pelfrey. 1 down in the inning. Our stat of the game brought to you by Buick, Indians catchers this year. The combination of Roberto and Yan Gomes have driven in 94 runs. That's third best.
That's awesome. You get it from you know, from behind the plate, 94 ribbies. I think that's terrific. 22 homers. And the fewest stolen bases allowed. It's a nice little package.
And I think, look, it's easier to say this than it is to do it. But I think Roberto, somewhere along the line, sort of, and Yan Gomes, I'm sure, in the same situation, got to a point where they said, you know what, I'm not even going to look at the scoreboard. I'm not going to look in the newspaper. I'm not going to look at the stats, because you're not going to do it yourself.
It was a black hole.
Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about it. It's what do I do from this day forward? And by doing that, Roberto's put together a really good month, and so has Yan Gomes.
They put together a pretty good competition too, to get playing time behind the plate, which I like, and I think it's good for the team. Yeah. It is. Yeah. It's pushing both, and right now Perez is taking the lead.
Runner goes. Pitch is blowing away. Throw is offline. And Jason Kipnis with his 6th stolen base.
Like to see that too. Kipnis getting off and taking off and stealing a base. Had a great jump, picked the right pitch, and went in there easily with a stolen base. He gets his 6th stolen base. Smith back there had really no chance to get out. Very good jump. Straight down. Did not look back, so it was a straight steal. Get yourself in scoring position.
Swung and missed.
You know, those are things you want to see. Like from Kipnis, taking off, and let's see him run and steal a base and make sure that leg's fine, and let's see him test it at center field if that's where they plan on playing him in the playoffs. Things like that have to be seen before the playoffs get here. If not, the uncertainty. Still, I got concerns with Chisenhall. He's not in there tonight.
Now, Tito said he's available, but he'll be back in the lineup tomorrow.
He hasn't played that much in the last 2 months, so.
And Brandon Geyer is
2 games left. What is he going to play? Two games before you get out there?
I don't think so. No. Two-one offering. Did he hold up?
Yeah, he held up, but he's yelling at himself to stay back. He knows he's going to get a steady diet of some off-speed pitches, either that curveball or the splitter. He's slowing it down on him.
Well, Pelfrey, as you see, the pitch count already at 40. 1 out here in the second inning.
And he's 50-50, 20 balls, 20 strikes.
Missed in off the plate. Second walk of the inning. 4th walk already for Pelfrey. And Rick, maybe the way the Indians knocked him around in that emergency start he made in Chicago left an imprint, because he, as you said earlier, he's not challenging guys.
He's not trusting his stuff is what he's doing. He's nibbling, and that ball's running off the plate. The two-seamer's running in. He's, you know, showing the fastball, but you've got to prove you can throw strikes before they start swinging it. He's walked 4. He's only given up 1 hit.
Frankie Lindor grounded out in the first inning.
Can't defend the walk. Okay, there you give him that one first pitch.
And that start against the Indians In early September, Pelfrey allowed 3 home runs in 4 innings. Lindor with a liner to left. Delmonico will make the catch. And the runners have to hold 2 down. Hit it hard, but right at him. And that will bring up Austin Jackson with 2 down. Indians trying to get on the board first. They had a bases loaded 2-out situation in the first. Did not score. 2 on 1 out here in the second, both by walk. Now there are 2 down, and Austin Jackson will have an opportunity.
Pelfrey threw that ball out. It might have been cut. Lindor hit that ball right on the nose, and he was looking at it saying, no, no, no. I don't want this one.
In off the plate, ball 1.
Two outs, runners in scoring position. A nice average by Austin Jackson. Toughest hit to get in baseball, that 2-out knock. With a runner out there ready to score, keep the inning going. He's been very good at it all year.
One ball, 1 strike. Just off the outside edge. So a 2-ball, 1 strike count. And a foul right back, so it's 2-2. After a 2-2 count, Austin Jackson is batting .317 on the year. His on-base percentage is nearly .400.
Well, he stays on the baseball. He tries to shoot it the other way. He doesn't pull off of it. Like
and
that.
A ground ball right up the middle into center field. Coming around third, Kipnis will score, and the Indians strike first on a 2-out RBI single by Austin Jackson. His 35th run driven in on the year.
And I have to be honest with you, I think he might have been baiting him for that pitch because he got him out with the fastball in last time. He tries to sneak it in this time, and Austin's ready for it to take it right back up the middle. First time up, he grounded out to second base, but there's the room, and that's what makes him such an effective hitter with 2 strikes. Tried to throw the heater in, he gets enough of it, and the Indians take the lead 1-0. And for Austin Jackson, it's his 35th ribby, and that's nice hitting right there. Now .367 average.
Something about when he gets to that 2-2 count, though. Maybe it's, as you said, the way he's seen pitches, especially second time around. We've got a pretty good idea what Pelfrey's doing, what he's going to try to do. Jose Ramirez takes a strike. First and second with 2 down.
Well, the thing you like is when he's going to give you a couple of free base runners. This is how the Indians thrive, man. When you walk them, they're second in the league in walks. They take advantage of it. You cannot let pitchers off the hook when they're going to give you free base runners. They did in the first inning. He walked 2. They couldn't get that key hit, but Austin gets it now, and a chance to do more damage here.
50 pitches for Pelfrey, 25 in this inning alone. And there will be more. Ramirez with his 54th double of the year.
Think about it, 54. That's incredible.
And he's got 29 home runs.
Yeah.
He shoots one deep to left. Delmonico back. Can't make the play. It's over his head. Ramirez with another double. This one will drive home 2. And it's a 3-0 Indians lead. 83 runs batted in on the year for Jose Ramirez. And the Indians doing all this damage now with 2 outs in the inning.
Good hustle by Austin. With 2 outs, you're off and running. And I thought Delmonico might catch up with it. But, boy, for a breaking ball away, he stayed on it and then drives it over the head. It looked like he was going to get to it and catch it, but he did not. It gets by him. 2 more runs in. So the Indians doing their damage now with 2 outs.
Not to mention, Rick, that is now 90 extra base hits for Jose Ramirez.
Still have a couple of games left.
He is 9 ahead of Jose Abreu and his teammate Frankie Lindor, who are second. All time, he's on a pretty short list there as well.
Good Albert, 1995, 103. Al Trosky and then Grady Sizemore.
Giancarlo Stanton also has 90 in the National League. It goes right through Anderson. Ramirez will score. 4-0 Cleveland. A routine hopper goes right between the wickets on Tim Anderson. And that might be the end of the line for Mike Pelfrey, even though that one was not his fault at all.
No, it's not his fault that she should be out of the inning, but you know that's what happens when you sit out there. You get flat-footed because you're not throwing strikes. And he comes up, and Ramirez comes in to score. But this is the second worst fielding team in the league. That's their 114th error. That's going to prolong this inning.
Yeah, that was more of a, hey, come on, guys, let's tighten it up a little bit here.
Yeah, well, you tighten it up, but you know what? I'm not making an excuse, but it's awfully tough sitting out there for 25, 30 pitches every inning, flat-footed. He's not throwing strikes. That doesn't help your defense.
Jay Bruce, the 8th man to bat in the inning. Outside, ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. Jose Ramirez 2 for 2, 2 doubles. And the 1-2 pitch is in the dirt, 2-2. Rick Renneria wondering if Pelfrey can get out of this inning.
Well, he better, because he doesn't have anybody up throwing in the bullpen.
Well, Rick, remember the last time when he made the emergency start, he got knocked around early in that game, but he stayed in there. He was like one of those strong-chinned heavyweight fighters that just took haymaker after haymaker, but he wouldn't go down.
Yeah.
And he stayed around and pitched 4 innings, which doesn't sound like a lot, but he helped the bullpen, made 96 pitches. They didn't have to burn through everybody that night. Runner goes, 3-2 pitch. Rip foul. Ooh.
I'd make 96 pitches in this inning. next pitch is going to be numbers. What he's at 60.
25. Yeah.
Look at that.
Runner goes. And Bruce slaps it foul the other way. Astros have jumped in front of Boston 1-0 in the 4th inning. That's a game we'll be keeping a close eye on. Three-two. Runner goes. Jay Bruce sends a high drive. Deep center field. Angle won't get it. It is gone! Jay Bruce, a 2-out, 2-run homer. It's a 6-run second for Cleveland. And Jay Bruce now with 99 runs batted in on the year.
Well, I'll tell you what, he smoked that ball, man. That's a pretty swing that he stayed on to go to left center field. I'm thinking that an at-bat yesterday got him going off the left-hander where he stayed back, and it was an 8 or 9 pitch at-bat to hit a homer, and that pitch there, smoking it to left center field. So, man, oh man.
That was that at-bat against Taylor Rogers, the Twins lefty with 2 outs, and he ended up crushing a home run.
He was down in that count by 1-2, and he worked his way back into it. It was 8 or 9 pitches and hit a homer. And boy, that was a pretty swing right there he just took.
You know, you think of some power hitters and all of their power is pull side. Jay Bruce is one of those guys that can take you out all over the ballpark. I mean, he'll hit you out to the big part of the yard.
Yes, he will. He just did.
Strike 3 called. That's going to end the inning. But not before the Indians score 6 runs in the 2nd, sending 9 men to the plate. Jose Ramirez has already doubled twice and driven in 2. Jay Bruce with a 2-run shot. Six nothing. The Indians lead it as we go now to the 3rd inning. Bottom third of the White Sox order due up.
These kids are pumped.
Tim Anderson, Matt Davidson, Adam Engel due up for Chicago. But Tribe just staggered the White Sox with a barrage. 6 runs in the second inning, helped by a White Sox error that could have ended the inning if Tim Anderson had fielded that ball cleanly. He swings through it. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Whoa, that one took off. Over the last 2 months, Trevor Bauer has put together quite a run. His ERA of 2.50. Since July 27th is one of the best in baseball. Swing and a miss. Down goes Tim Anderson. 3rd strikeout for Trevor Bauer. He's retired the first 7 in a row. Let's go to Andre Knott, who's with a very special guest tonight here at Progressive Field.
I am. Thank you, Matt. We're with Chris Holtmann, the new basketball coach at Ohio State. And first, Coach, you leave Butler to go to Ohio State. Congratulations, first and foremost. What made that decision to make you want to come to be with the Buckeyes?
I think it's a special place that I came to, our family came to. Ohio State is a world-class education, tremendous athletic programs, a basketball program rich in tradition. So for me, it was a tough decision because I left a place that I loved.
Absolutely. Obviously, with this week in college basketball, I'd be remiss if I don't ask the question. Just your thoughts on everything that's gone on and what we've heard and what we don't know right now about what's going on.
You know, I think it's rocked our sport a little bit, to be quite honest with you. I think it will be interesting to see if the changes are seismic or if they're smaller in their scope. There's going to be some changes, no question. You know, as I said yesterday in a press conference, I have so much respect for guys that have done it the right way, and that's how we're trying to do it.
For you, everybody looks at Ohio State and they say a football school, but we've seen the Buckeyes basketball team make it to the Final Four. Is it something that you look forward to making it a school that people think both sides can do it?
Sure. You know, I think it's fun to have obviously all of our sports relevant on a national level. That's what we're trying to get back to within our program. Obviously, Coach Mata and those before him did an unbelievable job making the program really relevant. We want to get back to that. It begins with the process of just taking care of each day, and that, you know, we got our first practice tomorrow, so we're excited about that.
Basketball is already here. Last thing I'd ask, since we're in Northeast Ohio, Kyle Young, Mr. Ohio, we watched him in Jackson. You get him to come from Butler to come to Ohio State with you. How big was that in your first year to have that kid come with you?
It was great. He's a tremendous kid. He's going to be a really good player for us. He's a good athlete, plays with motor, loves Ohio State. His family loves Ohio State. It was exciting to add him when we did.
Is it weird to recruit a kid to Butler and then say, hey, you want to come to Columbus with me?
Sure. Yeah, that was I had to navigate that delicately, should I say. But it made sense, and I appreciate Butler understanding the fact that he lives just an hour up the road. Made a lot of sense.
Coach, we appreciate the time. We wish you nothing but the best of luck.
My pleasure. Great being with you.
You like baseball? I got to ask you that.
Oh, what a night here. What an incredible night. Incredible crowd. Beautiful night. I cannot wait to watch us in the playoffs here. It's an exciting time.
We appreciate having you, and good luck to you and the Buckeyes.
Thanks so much. Go Bucks.
You see how excited Andre is to interview somebody that he can almost look eye to eye?
Hey, don't make jokes like that. How excited.
Well, thanks, Andre, and congratulations to Chris Holtmann, and we wish him the best of luck down at Ohio State. It's hard to believe the first practice is tomorrow.
I was just going to say he's got to head home soon, I'm sure.
2-2. Popped up foul. Santana gives it a look.
Wind pushing it away.
No, can't get there.
Well, it is almost October, so, you know, yeah.
Buckeyes' first practice is tomorrow. Cavs' first exhibition game is next Wednesday.
Yeah, and hockey.
And that'll be on television, Tommy, on Fox Sports Ohio. So the Cavaliers will be back in action on Fox Sports Ohio. That means Fred, AC, and Allie will be back to work.
We saw AC today.
Yeah. Strike 3 called. Trevor Bauer on a roll. 9 up, 9 down. He's fan 4. Indians 6, White Sox nothing. to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Folks out in the district enjoying a beautiful fall evening. Indians on top 6-0 as we go to the home half of the third. Jason Kipnis is leading it off again. Shoots it out of play foul.
You know, I know it's Friday, but for some reason it just doesn't seem like it to me today. And that district's always going on the weekends.
You think maybe the sudden change in the temperature, we went from 80s to barely 60 here tonight?
Yeah, maybe. I think I lost track of days.
Or maybe it's just a calm before the storm. You know, folks know the playoffs are around the corner. They're just kind of chilling, enjoying the game. It's funny, Brian McDermott, our longtime photographer here on our crew, we were talking before the game about the atmosphere of a postseason baseball game.
There the boy.
Kipnis ropes one to right field. Garcia cuts it off. Jason's going for two. Here's the throw. It's a good one. It's on time, but nice. Jason beats it in there for a double.
Very nice, Kip. He hustled. Garcia stayed back there. He's got a very good arm, but he put a good swing on. Watch him pull the hands in. And gets it down there. He's been swinging it well, and he's going to stole a base in his last at bat after the walk. He makes him turn and make a good throw. He makes the good throw, but it's a little offline, and that hustle gets him a double. So very good hustle. His 25th double on the year, third double for the Indians.
And Yandy Diaz struck out his only time up at the plate. And he promptly strokes one into right center field. And the center fielder angle falls down. Kipnis will come home and score. Yandy headlong into second base with a double. I don't know if Engel lost his footing or if he just tripped himself up, but he went down.
He stumbled. He went down to that ball and might have hit him in the face. Yandy takes a breaking ball and hits it to right field. Put a nice swing on it. It's a curveball. Gets it over the head of Moncada at second base, and see tripped trying to go and hits him in the chest.
Yeah, and it was. He just lost his footing. He slipped a little bit on the outfield grass. And the Indians continue to lay it on. 7-0 Tribe as Roberto Perez steps in.
Somebody just got up to throw in that White Sox bullpen.
Back out of play. You know, we were talking about this, though, and people often say during the regular season, and it might be a big game, one of those walk-offs or whatever, a time where the crowd's really in it. So people say, boy, that was like it felt like a postseason game. And as Brian and I were talking about the atmosphere of an actual postseason game, the thing that I've noticed over the years, ground ball towards short, Anderson will throw out Perez. You may have a moment, there might be an inning or two during a regular season game in which the crowd whips itself into a frenzy and you get that sort of postseason type atmosphere. But there is nothing that I've ever experienced in the regular season that compares start to finish with an actual postseason game. Because from the first pitch, these fans, many of whom are here tonight, will be completely different fans next Thursday night.
They're enjoying it tonight. Everything is, they're nervous. Every pitch, you're on your edge of your seats. You know, every ball, a strike. Oh, yeah, it's totally different. The thing of it is, when you get a taste of it, you want it every year, you know, and it's not that easy to do. The Indians with back-to-back Central Division crowns are going to do it next Thursday. It's exciting. You can't wait for it. You look forward to it every day. I mean, you're you know, whether you're working, you're in the office, you're waiting for that 8 o'clock start or whatever time it may be.
Delmonico makes the catch, and there are two down. I mean, we have seen our share over the years of absolutely all-out bonkers, bedlam mayhem in this ballpark when it comes to postseason moments, those crazy game-winning, game-changing type moments. The Rajay home run, obviously, last year in the World Series, that'll go down. Even in a losing situation, that will go down as one that you'll never forget. You'll just always remember where you were when that happened. I think the home run that Tony Pena hit in the first ever playoff game in this ballpark, that's another one that people will always remember where they were when that ball went over the fence and the Indians were winners in the postseason for the very first time. And then remember the crazy games in '97 against the Yankees here in the playoffs. The one against Baltimore. I mean, there's just so many.
Well, if you go back and you look at some highlights or something, that'll get you your memory going and
get the juices flowing.
Yes,
too.
it will.
Left-hander up in the Chicago bullpen, David Holmberg. Mike Pelfrey, 77th pitch of the night.
Austin Jackson that got it rolling last inning with a big 2-out base hit, and then all of a sudden they piled on and put a 6-run inning on the board.
Full count. Now this is where it gets interesting with Austin. When he gets to a full count after a 3-2 count, his batting average this year is .439. On base percentage .586.
Well, and we're deep in the counts. He's been very good. You said 2-2. He likes to hit as well.
Here's the payoff pitch, and that's way outside. Ball 4. So the 2-out walk keeps the inning alive for Jose Ramirez. And our player profile brought to you by Levin Furniture. Indians teammates with 80 or more extra base hits in a season for the 4th time in club history.
First time since 1996, AB and Manny.
Ramirez already 2 for 2 with 2 doubles tonight.
I'll never forget the afternoon he had in Detroit, the 5 extra base hits in one game there.
Oh yeah.
2 homers that hit the top of the wall. That first one, remember, bounced twice in left field before it went over, pushed over.
Up high, 2-1.
This is not a guy you want to pitch to after he just hit your splitter to left center with 2 outs over the head of your left fielder last time to drive in a pair. Everything basically been hard stuff here. A 2-seam fastball, 4-seamers up and out of the zone, and now Jose has a 3-1 count after walking Jackson. He has 5 walks on the night.
Made 25 pitches in the first inning, almost 40 pitches last inning. This is pitch number 20 of the 3rd inning, and that's outside. He's walked. The bases loaded.
Well, let's how you say. Look, watch this. Hit twice on the line and then pushed over by Mikey Matug. And then he's going to hit a double in the left center field. He's going to pull a double. That's 3 extra base hits. Then guess what? Another one that hits the top of the wall, and it's over because he pushed it over, and then straightaway center, another double. 5 extra base hits in a ball game. What an afternoon. One I'll never forget.
Mike Pelfrey would like to forget this outing and the last one he had against the Cleveland Indians. He makes an early exit here in the 3rd. The Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made by Chicago skipper Rick Renteria. Left-hander David Holmberg will be coming on when we come back. The Indians have the bases loaded and 2 down. New pitcher will be left-hander David Holmberg. He'll be facing Edwin Encarnacion.
Well, we're coming back, and we got to send out a special birthday wish here before that first pitch, and it's to little AJ Knott.
Yeah.
Turning 3 today. Taz Jr., happy birthday, young man. He's back home, hoping we're watching Daddy. Happy birthday, AJ.
That man, some ice cream.
Oh, he already had some. And some cake.
Edwin takes a strike. No, I meant Andre. That man, some ice cream.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's already had his.
Loaded with 2 down, 0-1 pitch, and Edwin out in front of it.
A changeup right there, down and away.
In off the plate, 1-2.
Uh-oh. We got something going over here.
They always got something going.
Yeah, I know they do, but this one's getting stripped.
Another 1-2 in the dirt.
You know, we see it time and time again where teams can get ahead of Edwin. But boy, they're trying to put him away. You know, they try to be a little too fine. They're afraid to make mistakes. When they miss, they want to miss in or off the plate, and you can't blame him the way he's swinging the bat. But he's back into this count.
Oh, he drills one up the alley in right center field. That'll go down and go to the wall. Diaz scores. Jackson scores. Here comes Jose Ramirez. It's a bases clearing 3-run double for Encarnacion here in inning number 3, and it's a 10-0 Indians lead.
Well, I got to tell you, I have not seen him swing the bat this well all year long. He is on a tear in September. And he just takes this ball away after being down 0-2, worked it to 2-2, stayed on the baseball and really using the opposite field beautifully now. And drives him home.
And that's why you say that about Encarnacion, because he's using the whole field.
Oh my
now.
goodness, yeah, he's not trying to pull everything. You know, he's taking some 2-out base hits that way. Hasn't hit him that hard. That one he drove. He just hit his first home run to right field just a couple of games ago. He is locked in, seeing it well, and using the field. He's a dangerous hitter right now.
107 runs batted in on the year for Edwin. And now here's Jay Bruce sitting on 99 RBIs. A new career high 36 homers. Chases one off the plate.
You know,
0-2.
that's what they mean when a manager or somebody says, hey, this guy can carry you for a while if he gets hot. That's what he's doing. I mean, he's getting help from other players, but his guy has had a heck of a September.
And he's not alone.
Exactly.
You know, I mentioned before, Ramirez came in tonight hitting 385 in September. Lindor came in and he's hitting over 300 in September with 22 RBIs. Well, how about Edwin?
333 with 29 RBIs now. And now scoring runs and taking his walks. He's been unbelievable.
The 1-2. Lifted in the air to center. Playable for Engel. And the inning is over. 4 more for Cleveland. After 3. Tribe 10, White Sox nothing.
Drama and thrilling plays. The 2017 Major League Baseball postseason that'll begin October 3rd. That'll go start Tuesday night. Go to MLB.com/postseason for the full schedule.
Fourth inning for Trevor Bauer. He's got the top of the order for Chicago, and Yomer Sanchez looks at a pitch up high, ball 1. Sanchez struck out his first time up. One ball, 1 strike. A little bit low, 2-1. Just in off the plate. 3 balls and a strike. I'll say this for Trevor Bauer. His biggest challenge so far tonight has been trying to deal with the in-between innings.
Well, exactly. And sometimes you don't know how tough it is.
That's driven to deep right field and gone. Chicago gets on the board. Their first hit of the night on a 3-1 homer hit by Yomer Sanchez.
Well, he was going to challenge him. He wasn't going to walk him, and Sanchez took advantage of it. Hit that ball very well. He gets his 12th home run. Trevor gives up his 25th. But look, he's not going to walk him. 10-0. Let's go. There's my fastball. He just found his happy zone down there. Down and in. So the White Sox are on the board. Their first run on their first hit.
Down in the dirt. Good pitch. Not called. And Moncada takes inside. Now full count. Line to center and a base hit. Let's go down to Andre.
All right, with Trevor Bauer, we always talk about the curveball and how much he's used it this year, Rick and Matt. And I checked some stats. Do you know he's thrown 17% of his pitches to the upper third of the strike zone season? That's the 5th highest rate in majors. Basically, using the higher half of the strike zone and then the lower half of the curveball has changed his season, and some would say his career, because of the success of the curveball and being able to do that fastball up high to get the mess with the eye set.
Well, you're right. It changes the eye level, Andre. When you're a hitter and you see that pitch there, it's tough to catch up to. And if you don't, his curveball starts right where that fastball is too, at eye level, and the next thing you know, it disappears and it goes down. So watch, it's a high fastball here, you know, and it's tough to get on top of it to drive it. I mean, unless you get up there. But that breaking ball starts right at about that same level, and that's what makes it so tough. And he also has a slider to go with it, and a changeup for the left-handers.
Arch, let me ask you, and I ask both of you guys this. How fun is it, and do you think it's good to have guys wanting to get to certain numbers here in this last week of the season after the team has accomplished what they want? It's obvious. Bauer wants to get to 200 strikeouts. We knew yesterday that Carrasco wanted to get to 200 innings. Right. I find it kind of fun that these guys are pushing themselves. I know it's personal stats, but they still care about the team.
I agree 100%. There's nothing wrong. As hard as these guys work all year long, you get to a number that you can reach, go for it, man. And it's not selfish. They're playing for the team. I think that streak proved it. When you win 22 straight games, man, they don't have anything to prove to anybody. You go out and do your thing.
Well, that number we just had up there a little while ago, where was it now? Do we still have it here on
the one from the first inning that we had with all the numbers for the pitcher, the 3 starters?
That's never happened before.
Right.
I mean, that in and of itself is pretty incredible.
Well, I know Tito told you, Matt, as well, but, you know, people asked what he was going to do with Kluber and Bauer tonight and tomorrow night, and he said, I'm going to leave it up to those guys. Whatever they need, they feel they need to do to get ready for the playoffs, they're going to work with them and let them do that tonight and tomorrow evening.
Well, and it's a little bit easier with a guy like Bauer because Trevor gets better with the more pitches he throws, so he did not figure on being in a situation where they were going to have to throttle back on Trevor. Especially since he's going to have some extra time before his next start.
You're right. And
this is what I was talking about before.
Yeah, there you go.
Have 3 guys get to 16 or more wins and all be close to 200 or more strikeouts. Nobody's ever done that before.
Well, You know, Trevor said to me about 3 weeks ago, and I've said this on broadcast, I've told you guys, he goes, we have a chance to be one of the best pitching staffs ever. And I looked at him strange when he originally said it. And then I saw that number that you guys have there, and like, look at a couple more. And he says it's going to take time, and they know that they need to win championships.
Right.
But he feels like they can do what the Braves in the 90s did, consistently keeping their team in the game by throwing strikes and being the best staff in baseball. And that's their motivation right now.
Well, you can't argue with them. The way these guys, the key is stay healthy. And you have to do it back-to-back years, and they're doing it. I mean, they're on a roll. This guy, Bauer, I think has matured more than anybody this year.
You know, the 200 strikeout thing, too, which, I mean, Bauer's so very close. But Redbird told me it's only happened 3 times ever where a team had 3 guys get to 200 strikeouts. The Tigers with that great staff of Verlander and Scherzer and Sanchez. 1969, the Astros, Durker, Larry Durker, Tom Griffin, Don Wilson, and the 1967 Twins with Dean Chance, Jim Cott, and Dave Boswell. That's the only teams that ever done it.
I'll tell you what I'm so happy for Trevor Bauer about is that when earlier in the year when he started, I don't think a lot of people trusted him going out there. They didn't like him. They wanted him out of the rotation or this or that. He's earned that respect and flown way above everybody's expectations, and now they love him, and they should. He's a good teammate, he's a good pitcher, and he's getting better, and he was a guy that was unliked.
1-2 pitch, ground ball right to Ramirez, and he throws him out to end the inning. White Sox get on the board, middle of the 4th, 10-1 Cleveland. Our Kia in the driver's seat has now been updated. Most home runs in a season, this 2017 edition of the Tribe at 212. And this, you know, for the longest time was not a team where you looked at and said, well, this is a really prolific home run hitting club. There are a lot of teams we watched all throughout the season said, man, the Indians are they're kind of middle of the pack, but slowly but surely they're starting to climb their way up.
The home runs from Jose, from Frankie, you know, this year joining the crowd, and you know, getting Jay Bruce didn't hurt. His home run tonight, the Indians have homered now in what is it, 13 straight?
Now imagine
14.
Now imagine if Jay Bruce had been
13
all
season
season long.
time. 13. Thank you.
1-0 pitch. And that missed 2-0. Yandy Diaz due up third here in inning number 4.
105 left-handed homers, 107 right-handed homers.
2-1 pitch. And a ground ball between third and short, cut off by Sanchez. And the third baseman throws out Santana, 1 away. Time now for a game break, and here's Al Pawlowski.
All right, Matt, Rick, Houston and Boston tonight. So far, it's been all Astros at Fenway, and more specifically, all Alex Bregman. He has all 3 runs batted in for the Astros, who lead it 3-1. That 2-run homer was his 19th. Also, Doug Fister just exited in the 6th. David Price came out of the pen to replace him, so maybe Boston's going to try to do with him what the Indians have done with Andrew Miller, fellas.
Huh, interesting. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what John Farrell has up his sleeve for October. Jason Kipnis with a foul back. And it's 1-1. Right at the second baseman. Moncada had trouble with it, finds the handle, and throws him out 2 down.
Number 36, Yandy.
Yandy Diaz, an RBI double in the 3rd. Takes a strike. Yandy way out in front of it. 1-2.
Yandy had a breaking ball off Mike Pelfrey, his last at bat for a double into right center field, where Engel, the center fielder, sort of tripped and fell down and misplayed the ball, but
Anderson stays with it, throws him out. The Indians go in order. We head to the 5th. Cleveland 10, Chicago 1. By Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. Made in Ohio, Ohio proud. 10-1 Cleveland, 5th inning. It's a great shot of the folks along the first base side. You get underneath the club seat section. It's not a bad spot to be in case you get any inclement weather. Ground ball hit on the first pitch to Lindor. And he throws out his counterpart, Tim Anderson, one away. Well, don't forget, folks, we will have you covered before and after every Indians postseason game. Drennan Live starts 2 hours before first pitch. Indians Live has all the analysis and post-game sound with Rick, Al, and Jensen. Andre and I will have you covered from the ballpark and inside the clubhouse. So keep it here on Sports Time Ohio throughout the Indians postseason run. Tune us in 2 hours before every game. Watch the games on Fox or FS1, and then come right back over to STO after the ball game's over. We've got your hometown coverage all the way through. Big curveball in there for. Oh, he didn't call that a strike. That looked like a great pitch. (2-0). Bauer has made 59 pitches on the night. 34 of those have been strikes. Comes that back with a fastball.
Yeah, but with the 2-0 count, he kept that fastball down at the knees.
To right field. Back is Bruce on the track. 2 down. Let's go down to Andre. Tito tried to go through the injury updates with me today. What are they going to do with the pitchers with the sort of time between the end of the regular season and before the postseason begins?
Well, Monday will somewhat be an off day for some of the guys, but Tuesday they're going to do a simulated game with at least Merritt. Ryan Merritt will go 3 innings. Carlos Carrasco will go 3 innings. And then he'll kind of touch base with the other guys that he feels need to throw an inning or two. He knows his hitters don't like it, but he doesn't want the team to go through a period of time, much like the All-Star break, where they came out of the and he goes, sometimes you come out of the All-Star break and you hope guys are sharp, but you know they aren't. He doesn't want that on Thursday, so he's going to make his regulars hit against their own guys. And Arch, I'm sure you went through this. The guys really don't want to do it, but he wants every guy to take at least one at bat against these guys so they can come out Thursday ready to go.
Well, go for it. The only time we used to do it, Andre, was in spring training.
I've seen your career. I'm sorry.
I never had to get ready for postseason. We were already home.
I'm sure you
at the end of September.
Well, I mean, there definitely is a little bit of a challenge when you consider. All right. Oh, boy, that's a beautiful pitch. Strike 3 call. Bauer with his 5th strikeout of the night. Retires the side in order once again. We're halfway through, and the Indians lead it 10-1.
David Holmberg, the left-hander, still out there. He's going to be facing Perez, Lindor, and Jackson, the scheduled hitters. The Indians with 10 runs tonight on 7 hits, taking advantage of all the walks First fastball is outside to Perez. Roberto walked his first at bat, grounded to short in his second. And I hear Andre already down there. He's having a good time tonight. 1-1 count, and Miller is up. Well, he's just getting himself loose, which he does every day in about the 5th inning. Good curveball for a strike. Down to the count now, 1-2. Infield, outfield straight away for Roberto. Did not chase the changeup. There's Kip and Brantley, 2 guys, and we'll see what happens with Michael Brantley. Andre was telling us he's going to get ramped up by tomorrow. Yeah, you talk about being ready. He's hit a couple of balls like that this homestand. One against Minnesota, he lined down the line when he had 2 strikes. Look, are you going to try and sneak it by him inside? I don't think so.
That reminds me of that swing he had in the World Series last year when he hit that ball to the bleachers.
Left center field, yes.
You know, Tito, he doesn't throw around false praise. We've talked about this before. And with Michael Brantley, he continues to say, because of what he means to the team and because of how hard he's worked, they're going to go the extra mile and they're going to give him every opportunity to try and be part of this team. Hey, maybe it's not in the division series. Maybe he continues to work, and if they are fortunate enough to advance, maybe he helps them down the road.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Perez. Now, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves because that's not good for anybody, but I'm just thinking out loud. Last year, did Kyle Schwarber have an at-bat before the World Series?
No, he was down in Arizona.
But he was in the instructional league.
Yeah,
right?
he was down in the instructional league and doing things like that. But, you know, I think he was hurt in the 2nd game of the season.
Right.
I mean, to see Michael out there just doing these things, it's great. But, you know, if there's anybody I trust getting inserted or being able to play or come off the bench and pinch hit, it would be Michael. As, you know, as smooth as his swing is.
Well, the big day is tomorrow. They want to know how he feels after what he went through today, what you guys just showed. They're going to find out how he feels tomorrow. If he comes in and he feels okay, not too sore, they'll put him through the same type workout tomorrow afternoon. And there's a possibility you could see him Sunday, maybe tomorrow night, take a swing.
Well, that's just it. Take a swing. We're not expecting him to be out there in the outfield running anything down, but maybe to get an at-bat or 2 where he might be able to help in a playoff series.
And that's where that sim game comes in important on Tuesday as well. You know, because if he is ready, you can get him a couple of bats or as many at bats as you need with the sim game because you don't have that many guys that want to go up and face Cookie Carrasco.
Well, no, but you have to do it. I mean, you got to get something out of it. You got to get him to get something out of it. You got to put up a quality at bat or at least try and do something there if it's going to benefit Carrasco.
If I was any of the Indians hitters, I'd rather face him in a sim game than when the juices are flowing. You know,
hey, Andre, why don't you ask Tito if you, Matt, and I can go out there and face Carrasco?
You know what? Tito would let us. That's the scary part.
Yeah, well, that's all right. We'll make sure we have double ear flaps and let's go.
Oh, yeah. I'm not bunting either. I'll tell you that much.
Actually, in all honesty, it would probably be more fun to stand in against guys like that because they can throw it over the plate. As opposed to some guys that, you know, you never know where it might be going.
Well, they could throw it inside on purpose, too, and see how far you jump back.
I mean, I think I could stand in there in a suit of armor.
No, you could stand on it. You know what you could do? You could go up there and do tracking practice. And just watch it go by, and it would be scary.
2-1. Hey, all I have to do is go stand around the batting cage and know when when those guys are throwing live BP in spring training to know I don't want any part of that.
And that's not game. You know, that's that's just batting practice.
The 2-2. out of play. You just don't.
Like you say, you'd have to get up there and do it a few times because you mentioned it earlier. Everything seems so fast after you see it. You know, you'd have to see it for a little while before you could even feel comfortable of trying to dig in.
At our age, we'd be thinking about trying to swing, and the ball would already be going back to the pitcher from the catcher. Here's the other thing, though, and this is something I've always been fascinated by. When we watch these guys on television, you don't appreciate the bat speed, how quickly they move that barrel through the strike zone until you're standing right next to them in a cage situation. And you watch just how fast that hand-eye coordination is. It's amazing.
Major leaguers make the game look very easy. And it's not.
It's why there's thousands that try.
One of the toughest things to do in all the sports is hit a baseball.
Austin Jackson draws a walk. He's been on base 3 out of 4 times tonight. In-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. This one got out of hand early. The Indians jumped him with a 2-run double from Jose Ramirez in the 2nd inning. Jay Bruce followed with a 2-run homer. It was a 6-run inning for Cleveland. And then they tacked on 4 more in the 3rd. 3 coming on this double by Edwin Encarnacion. That made it 10-0. White Sox got a solo homer for their only run. It's the only blemish really for Bauer tonight.
Yeah, for Mike Pelfrey, the walks really hurt. And they took advantage. And then the error prolonged the inning for them to add on to make it a 6-run inning.
Yeah, Pelfrey's faced the Indians twice as a starter in his last 2 starts. 6 2/3 innings, 17 runs.
Yeah, that's
pulled foul. Might have cracked his bat.
You know, the Indians are a team, and the way they've been going, that they do not need extra outs. You can't give them extra base runners, or they make you pay. Somebody threw a bat out there. Was it Gonzalez, Gio, or Urshela? I don't know if it's the same batter. They threw him something else. Look at him.
Maybe throw him his. Here, take mine. You don't use your own anyway.
Didn't they do that? Who'd they throw the bat out to? Oh, Lindor. They threw him a bat. Urshela threw him a bat, and he hit a homer with it.
Oh, yeah, and he looked back at him and said,
yeah.
In the dirt. 3 balls and a strike.
Watch this. It was Almonte that gave it to him. That's right. It was Abe's bat. It was not the one he wanted. It was bigger. It was heavier. And look at him. He went and put the swing on it and hit a home run. And then they signed it for him, put his name on the bat. How about that? Yeah, that was special.
Swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Holmberg. Full count. Always has a bat at the ready, just in case.
Well, they all do when they're sitting down in that dugout, boy, especially when it's time to hit. They all have their gloves on and their bats, and they're walking around, or, hey, I'm ready.
Runner goes. Popped up, foul, out of play.
Another thing when you talk about Jose Ramirez, and I mean, we can't say enough good things about him, but when you look at him from the right side of the plate, he's a .325 hitter. From the left side, .307. Just consistency. Home, road, every way you look at it. Lefty, righty, it doesn't matter.
That's pulled foul.
Nice.
Almost a nice catch.
I thought he caught it.
Glove.
Nice try.
He stayed with it, though.
Yes, he did. See, he's a little upset he didn't catch it, but you still got the souvenir.
Austin Jackson will be taken off on the 3-2 pitch. Another foul ball by Ramirez. Postseason baseball begins next Thursday right here at Progressive Field. Ramirez shoots one up the gut. That's through. Jackson will stop at second base. And the Indians have 2 on with 2 out.
Jose, he's been on base 4 times tonight. 2 doubles, a single, and a walk. Take this. That's not a bad pitch right there. He earned that hit. Moncada was over there, but not far enough. Finds the hole, so first and second now with 2 outs. This one, the Indians have done a lot of damage tonight.
Jose will get the rest of the night off.
As he should. Great night. 2 doubles, the single. Scored a couple of runs, driven in a pair. Well, he threw him the bat, didn't he? Urshela.
Edwin Encarnacion, 3-run double his last time up. Hits this one high in the air. Deep center. Angle back and makes the catch. Middle of the track to end the inning. 5 complete. Cleveland 10, Chicago 1. Opener at Nationwide Arena against the New York Islanders. Countdown to face-off presented by your local participating Wendy's. Slam Tana, your #1 fan, is here. Batman.
He's ready for Halloween already.
Well, it is almost October, so. Wow, how about this? Through 5 innings, Trevor Bauer has made 65 pitches. The White Sox have thrown 131.
There you go, almost 3-1.
Giovanni Urshela stays in the game at second base. Yomer Sanchez accounting for Chicago's only run with a home run in the 4th inning. Foul back. Ground ball to second. And Urshela just into the game, has it, throws him out, 1 away. Our T-Mobile deeper coverage. National League MVP candidates. Who do you like? Who do you like? Giancarlo Stanton with 59 dingers, almost 130 ribbies. Nolan Arenado, Charlie Blackmon. Do their numbers
sort of cancel each other out.
Yeah, you
I
wanted
don't
their
know.
teammates.
I have to tell you, for a leadoff man, Charlie Blackmon, with 100 RBIs and the triples and the doubles, it's pretty special. Arenado, they're both post every day. That's going to be a tough call.
Okay, let me ask you this. Maybe you know this off the top of your head.
Number 79,
Of the last 5, say, National League batting titles, how many have been won by Rockies? Most of them, aren't they? I mean, it seems like the batting title has been a Rocky.
Well, that's true. They have 81 games, and everybody says, in Colorado.
Yeah.
Well, then who would you vote for? Paul Goldschmidt's a guy that he's the Rodney Dangerfield of MVP voting. He never gets any respect. You know what? Who's taken a lot of, attention away from him is J.D. Martinez.
Well, yeah.
Because he was the guy that was there until J.D. came over, and he's hit it to another level.
I think that is a very, very difficult choice to make in the National League, because there's a part of you that says you want whoever will win it to be from a team that is a winning team that's in it.
Absolutely.
And therefore, a lot of people are going to look at Giancarlo Stanton and say, yeah, but.
I know.
Yeah, but the guy's going to hit maybe 60-plus home runs.
If J.D. Martinez had spent any more time with the Diamondbacks, do you realize he has 16 homers in the month of September and 37 ribbies? Wow. In the month of September. The only other guy that had more was Albert. I think he had 17.
Great pitch by Bauer, and he gets his 6th strikeout of the night. He's sitting now at 195
I
Ks.
know. Wouldn't you just love to see him get 5? But it's not that easy. It's a nice curveball, and you're getting it against a very good hitter. And he's been able to get Abreu twice tonight. I think the first time with a fastball, and that time with a breaking ball.
I'd like to talk to some National League writers that have seen them play a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Just to get
it's
their feeling.
Yeah,
because
we don't get an opportunity to see him play that much.
If I just took the stat pack, I'd say Blackmon. I mean, he's going to win the batting title. He's got 36 homers, got a ton of ribbies. He's leading the league in triples.
He's a leadoff hitter.
He's going to lead the league in runs, hits, blah, blah, blah. He'd be my guy.
And he plays center field, too. Pretty good.
Yeah.
And I would think they're going to go on to win it, because what do they have, a 2.5 game lead over Milwaukee?
But I say that's just looking at the stat pack. Now, yes, we did play him. We saw him. The proof's in the pudding. He is a heck of a player. But Paul Goldschmidt, I mean, the Arizona Diamondbacks are going to the playoffs, and
they have a very dangerous team heading into the playoffs. I think their starting pitching is, I think, underrated, or people don't look at them like they're much. But they have 4 quality starters. I don't know much about their bullpen.
Can I help you? Can I help you guys?
Please.
Just 10 minutes ago, Charlie Blackmon picked up another RBI. It's 101. That's the most by a leadoff hitter ever.
There you go. I like that.
What does that tell
Andre
you?
just cast the deciding ballot.
Coming in late.
Well, that means if we agree, then he's not going to win it.
Exactly. We got to ask somebody what his WAR is.
Swing and a miss.
What is it good for?
There we go. Nicky Delmonico down swinging. Trevor Bauer, another strikeout. 7 on the night. Going to the bottom of the 6th inning, it'll be Jay Bruce, Carlos Santana, and Jason Kipnis for the Indians. They're up 10-1, looking for 101. Reimer Liriano has taken over in left field for Chicago for Nicky Delmonico. Don't know anything happened to Delmonico after he just struck out to end that top half of the 6th. David Holmberg came on in relief. He's given up 3 hits. I'm sorry, he's given up 2 hits. He walked a batter and has struck out 1. He has not allowed a run, but he gave up 3 inherited runs on the double to Edwin Encarnacion, the first man he faced when he came into a 2-out bases loaded situation back in the 3rd. Indians have not scored since, but they're up 9. Jay Bruce, chopper on the right side. Moncada, 1 away. Well, let's go down to Andre.
All right, you guys. We all heard about resting the regulars because of the playoffs and everything else. I can tell you one guy that wants every at-bat he can get until Sunday, and that's Carlos Santana. He is 6 hits away from 1,000 on his career. He's 5 away from his career high, and he knows it. He told me before the game, he said, I have to relax. I said, Carlos, it's 6 hits. You get 2 tonight, you get 2 tomorrow, you get 2 Sunday. He says, no, I want 3 and 2 and 1. He goes, I want this to be as easy as possible.
Why not just get 4 or 5?
Well, I don't want to say anything to him, but I guarantee if Tito tries to take him out right now, it ain't happening. He wants every at-bat he can get. He wants those 1,000 hits.
Well, he's 0 for 3 on the night. Takes a pitch up high.
To me, that's the one thing you have to love about Carlos Santana is that he plays every game and there's no excuses. He's never tired. He posts every day.
Well, and he said, you know, he had this goal to get to 1,000 hits in the beginning of the season, and he didn't think he was going to get it. He told me around the All-Star break he knew he needed to start hitting and playing better, and he has. He said he just finally, and that's why he kept saying to me, I have to relax over these next 3 days.
Well, because he's a patient hitter, and
right.
you know, he takes his walks, and you know, sometimes that can go against you because instead of taking your walks, you want hits, so you'll swing at pitches normally you don't do.
Well, let's see if he swings at this 3-0.
No, he never does. He'll take his walk.
1 out base runner here in the 6th for Cleveland. And that will bring up Jason Kipnis, who walked, stole a base, and scored in the 2nd. He doubled and scored in the 3rd and grounded out his last time up.
Yeah, in those 2 at-bats, I liked what I saw. After the walk, he stole a base. Coming out of the double, he really had to hustle to get there. He challenged Avisail Garcia to throw him out, and he couldn't do it. I like that.
No, and he homered yesterday, so he's got to be feeling a little bit better about where he's at right now.
Yeah, you can tell he feels much more comfortable in the batter's box.
Oh, drilled him in the back.
He doesn't feel comfortable in there now. That didn't feel good.
Now he's on. That moves Santana to 2nd. This was a flush hit. This is not a glancing blow.
No, that's up around the number right there, right in the shoulder blade, and a Rick Renteria going out.
He's already made the move to the bullpen, so we've got a timeout with 2 aboard and 1 down here in the 6th, and the Indians up 10-1. We'll be right back. We'll tell you about the new pitcher in a second, but first the injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. Carlos Rodon, who was scheduled to make a start against the Indians back on September 7th, was a late scratch because of shoulder stiffness. Well, he's had shoulder surgery now, and he's going to be sidelined 6 to 8 months before he's able to get it going again. And
that's too bad. He's a really good pitcher. He would be their number one.
So that's going to put him, you know, he won't be back till maybe March.
That's
maybe April or May.
Yeah.
So who knows when the White Sox will have him ready to go again. Chris Beck, 56th appearance of the year. And he's going to be facing Yandy Diaz. By the way, the Indians have brought in a pinch runner, Greg Allen, taking over for Jason Kipnis. So Allen's at first base, Santana running at second. And Yandy Diaz 1 for 3, an RBI double, takes a strike. Out of play. And the count is 0-2. Yandy down on strikes. 2 down. That'll bring up Roberto Perez, who is 0 for 2, walked and scored back in the second inning. $7 o'clock game tomorrow night. Corey Kluber's final regular season start. He'll be looking for his 19th win of the year, going up against Carson Fulmer. And then the series regular season finale Sunday, 3 o'clock Eastern time. As Josh Tomlin goes for the Tribe.
Yeah, that final game of the season, 3 o'clock start. Everybody starts at the same time.
Yeah,
a little different starting time on Sunday.
Second or third year we've been under that format. 0-1 pitch. So if you're in the West Coast, you'll be starting at noon locally.
Right.
It's kind of, I like the thinking behind it. That way everybody's kind of got to go in. If there's something on the line, you can't just wait and see, well, the other team lost earlier, we can rest our guys or whatever.
But there's not much to shoot for now. I sort of like the 12 o'clock starting time too, but we're on the East Coast. That's 3.
1-1 pitch. Keeps up around the stove a little longer. Well, I think that if anything, the home field might still be up for grabs. At last check, the Astros were winning. The Indians,
yeah, they're up 3-2. Right. You're right. There is a little something there.
just missed outside. I'm trying to think what else is left in the National League. That wild card, Milwaukee was 2 back of Colorado.
Yeah.
Rockies have a magic number 2. Where's Milwaukee at? They're up on St. Louis 2-0 in the 4th. Rockies though are beating the Dodgers 5-1 in the 3rd.
Yep.
Strike 3 called. That'll end the inning. The Indians leave a pair. We go to the 7th, 10-1 Tribe. by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And by the stylish 2017 Kia Optima. A very cool, crisp September night here at Progressive Field. The Indians rolling 10-1. Joe Smith will come on to pitch for Cleveland. He will be facing Avisail Garcia, Kevin Smith, and Tim Anderson of Chicago. Trevor Bauer went 6 innings tonight. He allowed 1 run on 4 hits, did not walk a batter, and struck out 7. So his regular season will come to an end with 176 innings of work and 196 strikeouts.
Yes, indeed. Boy, he made it. It was close, wasn't it, to 200?
Up and in, ball 1. Fouled back out of play.
Let me get the rest of our birthdays. Chuck Mason of Elyria is 88. Joe Lazurski is 78 of Lorraine. Orm Longman of Brandon, Manitoba is 77. Zeke Howard of Ashland celebrating a birthday tonight. Happy birthday to you all.
All right.
As we wind out the month of September. One more day. 30 days, you remember, right?
Your mnemonics?
Yes.
And the 1-2, a little bit high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a foul right back to the screen. Keeps it 2-2. Swung on and missed. Joe Smith strikes him out. That's 8 Ks for Indians pitching tonight. 1 down in the 7th, and Miller time is brought to you by Miller Lite.
Well, again, Trevor Bauer very aggressive out there, mixing the high fastball along with a good curveball. Did not walk anybody. 7 strikeouts, allowed 4 hits. Fell behind 1 batter, threw a 3-1 fastball. It was hit out of the ballpark, but he was very crisp tonight. Looking for win number 17.
Kevin Smith 0 for 2 on the night. Pitch is inside. Ball 1. Well, not only is this the end of the regular season this weekend, but kind of the end of an era, especially for Chicago White Sox fans. Hawk Harrelson, who has been in Major League Baseball for more than 50 years of his life. This is his last road trip of his career. His legendary broadcasting career will come to an end next year. He'll broadcast only home games for Chicago. And we had a chance to sit down and reminisce during dinner tonight before the game. And then we sat down and did a little interview that the boys will run tomorrow on Indians Live before our game. And Hawk's got a kind of a unique perspective because he's seen all sides of the game. He started as a player. He was a GM briefly. He's been a broadcaster for more than 40 years in the booth.
He's been in the game a long time. Loves the game of baseball.
He does love the game.
Loves
he
it.
really does.
Yeah, he's a diehard, no doubt. He's a lifer.
And anybody that's listened to Hawk for 30 seconds knows he's passionate about the White Sox. He roots for the White Sox. He's never made an apology for that. But you know what, folks? You'll want to listen tomorrow because deep down he still has a soft spot for Cleveland.
Oh, right.
This is where he played at the end of his career. He loved the fans. He loved everything about the Indians. There was one thing he didn't like. I'll let you listen in tomorrow to find out what that was.
Nice tease, because I was going to guess. Good tease.
1-2, check.
He got it.
Did he go? He did, says home plate umpire Jim Reynolds.
He went.
And there are 2 down here in the 7th.
Good tease. I'm going to ask your commercial break. There you get a look at the side, that slider going away, and you just couldn't hold up. If he would have hit it, it would have been a double.
So Tito's going to go make a pitching change. And I think if Murph told me right, this is Cody Allen coming in. It is Cody.
Well, he says some pitchers have to pitch today and Sunday.
Yeah.
So, you know, as he does it, he's going to map out his what's Perez hit Urshela.
It's a little different. You know, when you've already wrapped it up, this is about getting people ready. You're still trying to win the game, but some different moves made as Tito swats Lindor off the back of the mound. All right, timeout. We'll be right back. When Cody Allen enters the game.
Now you know why that guy standing there has no hair and eyebrows. He's a little too close to the fire.
We need you to go down there and check and make sure everything works out okay. Hey, everything went great. Hey, what happened to your hair?
His last name is Singe.
VJ? Oh, boy. Cody Allen coming into the game, 68th appearance on the year. And he'll be facing Matt Davidson, who is 0 for 2, flying out twice. And a fastball strike. Swung on and missed. Astros lead the Red Sox 3-2 in the 8th inning at Fenway. And the Yankees already won today, so Red Sox lead could be down to 2. 1-2 pitch is down low. If they would end up tied, it would be a playoff
in New York on Monday.
Okay. I didn't know they'd already flipped the coin and all that, or is that based on head-to-head?
Head-to-head.
Okay. Two. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Oh, yeah.
Strike 3 called. 10 strikeouts for Indians pitchers tonight. Stretch time in Cleveland, and the Tribe leads it 10-1. Seventh inning coming up. We have noticed Terry Francona going to his bench, taking guys in and out of the lineup, but no rest for one Francisco Lindor, or so it appears. Andre, any insight there?
We talked about Carlos Santana when it comes to rest. He doesn't want it. I said something to Frankie over the last 2 days, and he said to me, "We're off on Monday. We're off on Monday and Tuesday. That's all I want."
Yeah.
He wants to keep going. He said this game is rhythmic, and he says, "I'm in the rhythm I like. I want to swing and I want to play. I don't want to sit." Now, that doesn't mean Tito won't sit him at some point, but if it's up to Frankie, he is going to play the next 2 days.
You know what? He's so right, because remember when Tito tried to give him a day off, and the only day off he got was DHing because he was swinging the bat so well. And I've had a lot of guys, when you're an everyday player and you get into a rhythm, you don't want an off day, and sometimes off days can mess you up. So I understand where he's coming from.
And part of that too is, hey, let's face it, when you're 23 years old, you don't get tired.
No, you can mentally, but not the way the Indians have gone this year. You want to play. You're having fun. It's enjoyable.
High fly ball, center field, angle coming in. One down.
I tell you what, Lindor's a guy you'd pay to see play. He's that exciting. He's that much fun to watch.
Only player in the majors with 40 or more doubles, 30 or more homers, 15 or more steals.
And every single day playing shortstop. At a high caliber.
You know, you talk about people paying to see him play. That's one of the things that Hawk said to me earlier tonight. He said, you know, about Lindor, He said not only is he a great player now, bare hand grab, heck of an effort there at third by Sanchez, but just no chance to get Jackson, who has been playing like a man on a mission this year. That's his second hit. He's reached safely 4 straight times here tonight, and watch him hustle down the line and leg it out. He's beyond the camera by the time they get the ball there.
But I mean, that's good hustle. It's a 10-1 game, and he wanted to get him out. But Austin Jackson has had one of those years, very special.
But Hawk was saying, you know, he played with a lot of great shortstops, and he said, you know, Louis Aparicio is one of the greatest shortstops the White Sox have ever had. He goes, Lindor runs circles around some of those guys.
Well,
you're right. The guys, and he was more or less paying a tribute to the modern players, the players of today. He said these guys are bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, they're just better.
They do
players.
things that players could never do. I mean, the game's transcended into a different
We just showed
sphere.
it with what Frankie's done this year with the home runs, the doubles, the stolen bases.
It's absolutely crazy. People don't understand how good that is.
And use that.
Yeah, they're taking
Go ahead, Andre.
taking a game to another level, truly.
I was having a conversation
with yourself.
With yourself?
Oh, well, yeah, basically, because he doesn't listen to me. But I was talking to Tito last night away from the ballpark, and he told me the same thing. He thinks ball players today are bigger, better, stronger.
Sure they are.
And they're better than when he played or when anyone else played. He doesn't care what anybody says.
Oh, it's kicked. Recovery still in time. Moncada did a nice job to turn the double play out of what could have been a disastrous turn of events. 7 complete, 10-1 Cleveland. By authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. On one hand, it kind of pains me to see people wearing scarves. I don't want it to be that cold.
Yeah,
yet.
it's not bad out though. It's nice. It's a little breezy, but it's fine. You know what? We've had 97. You remember we had snow against the Marlins.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
mean,
yeah.
You think about it. That
last October was great.
It was spectacular. Really was. A couple of cold nights. That's it.
Yeah, when we were in Chicago, I think it was the coldest it was the whole postseason run.
I think we're going to have another nice, warm October.
Archie predicts an Indian summer.
Well, yes, I do. It's been an Indian spring. It's been a summer, and it's going to be an Indians fall too.
Adam Engel has struck out both times up tonight.
It's a good swing there.
Cody Allen struck out Matt Davidson to end the 7th. He stays on to pitch here in the 8th with Brian Shaw up in the bullpen behind him. Abe Almonte has come on for Austin Jackson in left field.
Indians looking for their 48th home win tonight.
Sky high pop, shallow center. Out goes Gio. He's there. And Urshela has it, one away. Red Cross depends on financial donations to be able to provide disaster relief immediately. Help those affected by hurricanes in the U.S. and Puerto Rico by visiting redcross.org, or you can text Red Cross to 90999 and make a $10 donation. This is also a bit of a somber occasion for us here in the booth, because this will be our final night with our fine statistician Tom Bochenek.
Very true. We bid a fond farewell to you, Mr. Bochenek.
He does a great job all season long. This guy probably is as good a stat man as you will find in pro sports, folks. He comes so prepared. He's got numbers. He's got more pockets that have pens and sheets of paper in them.
Yep. That's true. I got him a gift certificate for tonight that we will donate to him at the end for Crayola crayons that he will be buying when he leaves.
2 down. A nice play by Gio Urshela. There he is, Tom Bochenek.
There's Tommy Bo.
One and only.
Thank you, brother.
Great job as always. He'll be off. He's a man in demand. I mean, people want his services. So
football, basketball, he does it all. You name it.
We couldn't afford him the next 2 days. So
he's the best. Don't talk about the guy sitting next to him, please.
Wow, Andre throwing haymakers.
Throwing jabs. Well, he's going to be here the next 2 days, Andre. So watch out.
Nobody wants him.
Wow.
You gotta get the shots in while you can.
You just got 2 minutes for high sticking. We put you in the penalty box.
That's where you put me every day, brother.
Yohan Moncada takes a fastball for a strike.
You can tell it's winding down.
What'd you get Taz for his birthday? The 0-2 swung on and missed. It goes to the backstop.
He's going to reach there. That got too far away.
Yeah. Will reach on the wild pitch.
Little Taz is easy, boys. Just get him the cars and trucks.
Yeah.
That's all he cares about right now. I got him a remote control, and he put it out in the street and almost got ran over the first 5 minutes of playing with it.
Oh, boy. That's fun. 3 years old today, huh?
Yeah, it's a good one. It's fun because he's starting to understand stuff. And
that's great.
The best was last week when we weren't on TV. He looked at the TV and looked at me and goes, "Why aren't you at work?"
Was he trying to kick you out? He doesn't want you to leave.
Yeah.
He can't wait. He likes getting up on the road and playing with your phone at about 7:30 in the morning.
Every time. I want to make sure he shoots a text to Uncle Art.
Yeah, would you please?
You got it.
Hey, I'm done. I'm fine.
With the time change, make sure he does it after we're all done. Like maybe around December, January.
Look, you've already.
Yeah.
You got it. I will make sure he does that. He likes running up and waking Arch up when we're on the road, and he gets to come.
Although Uncle Arch may bury his cell phone in the desert during the winter months. He'll dig it up when he comes back to spring training.
That's usually how he skips all those meetings you got to go to.
Incommunicado.
Swinging a foul by Abreu. 1-1 to count. Abreu has struck out twice and flied out.
Well, yeah, Trevor's pitched him very well tonight.
Well, if you missed us earlier, I mean, the Indians blew this game open with 6 runs in the second, 4 more in the third. Trevor Bauer went 6 innings, struck out 7, retired the first 9 in a row to start the game. And then Tito went to the bullpen, not because of Bauer, but because he needed to get some guys some work. And so Joe Smith worked 2/3 of a scoreless inning in the 7th, struck out a pair. Cody Allen got the last out of the 7th. And he had a 1-2-3-8 here, except the 3rd strike to Moncada bounced in there and it got away from Perez. But he has come right back and he's put Abreu down on the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he struck him out to end the inning. Well, the Indians strikeout train continues. A dozen Ks for Indians pitching through 8. Indians pitching here tonight, 10-1, Tribe on top. And recapping the storylines brought to you by Mazda. The Indians began the night 1 game better than the Astros, but they also own the tiebreaker, so the magic number is 2 to clinch home field throughout the playoffs. Tribe averaging better than 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. And they have done it again here tonight. And no team has ever averaged 10 or more for an entire season. Tribe is closing in on yet another record.
Yeah, that is something special.
Jace Fry, new pitcher, left-hander coming on for Chicago. Looks like the Astros and Red Sox are going to the 9th with a Houston up 1, bottom of the 9th at Fenway. And Tyler Saladino has also come into the ball game defensively at first base.
And Francisco Mejia pinch hitting for Encarnacion. You know, this has had to be really a special and a fun September for him, coming up from Double-A. And you know, the Indians have played a number of games where they've had the opportunity to afford him some at-bats and get him some time in there and behind the plate. So it has had to be a dream come true for him.
I'm kind of curious to see, Arch, how this experience combined with just another year of playing and playing well, how he comes to spring training next year.
Oh, he'll come, I think, with a totally different attitude, because he knows now he has a taste of it, of the big league lifestyle and what it's like and hanging out with these guys. That's the only, once you get a taste of it, man, you never want to, you know, go down there. Yes,
he's got a taste, but this is the hardest thing in his life right now. He told me a couple days ago. He's used to playing every day. He loves being here. He loves being around Jose. And you're right, it's going to change things. But he's been so antsy just to play, because he told me, I'd never sit and watch baseball. I've never sat.
Andre, the thing I'm most curious about, as Mejia chops one hard to short and Anderson throws him out, is defensively how he takes to possibly play in another position to get him an opportunity to maybe get to the big leagues quicker.
Well, Matt, I'm glad you said that, because I sat with him during batting practice today, and he had a big outfielder's glove on, and he's taking balls at third base, and he's been taking balls out in the outfield during BP. And I looked at him and I said, where the heck do you want to play when you get here? And he looked at me and he goes, I'm a baseball player. I can play anywhere. He goes, as long as you don't put me on the mound, I can play it. So I think he realizes, especially being around this team and seeing how guys move around, I think he's going to be willing to go anywhere and just get a position so he can play.
Well, I know one thing. He has a cannon for an arm.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch him throw.
Oh my goodness!
Remember the game in spring training, we almost picked off the pitcher throwing down to second.
I watched him throw one to second base, and it was about 3 feet high, and it never moved.
He is a competitive kid too. He's competitive in everything. He's going to be fun to watch. I'm with you guys.
Yeah.
I think spring training next year will be fun to watch him because he's got that taste now.
Yes.
And he kind of belongs. He knows the guys now.
That's another thing. Feeling comfortable, feeling welcome, or they're messing with you. Ramirez beats him up every day.
Every day.
I mean, he gets him in the headlock. You see it, Andre. You're really close.
I would ask Jose who the best hitter on the team is right now, but I don't know what he'll say to me since he's right here. Yeah, who's the best hitter on the team still? Tell everybody.
Mejia. Mejia. Francisco Mejia.
Best hitter. There you go.
I've been telling you guys. Jose's been all over it since he got here.
I'll tell you what, he's got to go. He got a lot of work to do to catch that man right there.
Yes.
Because Jose Ramirez has had an MVP season. Period.
Yeah. You won't get no arguments around here.
2-2. And a little tight full count. And Jay Bruce draws a walk. Third time he's reached safely. He's walked twice and clobbered that 2-run homer. And it will bring up Carlos Santana. 0 for 3 with a walk back in the 6th inning.
So Naquin coming in to run for Jay Bruce.
And the dirt hits away. I don't think it did, and Naquin's going to go down to second.
Okay. As high as it went up there, it almost looked like it hit him in the back foot.
As bad as Santana once hits, even if it did hit him, he might have said, no, 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 no. No, it definitely missed him.
Yeah, it sure did. It was.
I forget who it was. Wasn't it Albert one time got hit by a pitch and said, no, it didn't hit me? Because he wanted the hit. He wanted a chance to get the RBI.
Absolutely.
Or the hit. Yeah. Ground ball towards first, and it's scooped up by Abreu. 2 down. Naquin goes to third. Hey, our Pat O'Brien Chevrolet play of the game back in the 2nd inning. 2 down, 2 on, and Jay Bruce made the error hurt. Right before Jay Bruce came to the plate, Tim Anderson booted a routine ground ball to short off the bat of Encarnacion. Instead of being the 3rd out, it kept it alive, and Jay Bruce clobbered that home run. It was a 6-run inning, and the route was on. And for Jay, career high 36 homers, 99 runs batted in now on the year. First at bat of the night for Greg Allen. And Greg Allen, a lot like Mejia, we didn't know what to expect. You know, a guy coming straight from Double-A. But this is a young man who, you can't spend more than 5 minutes around him and not be impressed. Great attitude. He has 8 hits. He has scored 7 runs. He's driven in 6 runs. He hit his only home run off this guy, Jace Fry, in Chicago. Defensively, we've seen the speed. He can go get it in the outfield.
Yeah, he can run, man. He looks like a very talented young man.
And Tito told me the other day, hey, there's still a possibility that, you know, he's on the postseason roster. We don't know how it's going to turn out, but he's opened some eyes this September. 8 complete, 10-1 try.
early with 10 runs after 3 innings. It's now 10-1 as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Welcome back to center field along with Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski. Boy, tonight Trevor Bauer solid on the hill. The offense solid as well.
Yeah, the Indians put it away early, and it's going to be huge because Houston has just defeated Boston 3-2. So the magic number tonight, Indians get these last 3 outs. It'll be down to 1 with Corey Kluber on the hill tomorrow.
All right, plenty to talk about after the game. Indians Live brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Stay here for that as we send you back upstairs. Matt and Rick, take it away.
All right, well, let's see what's going to happen tomorrow because New York's 2 back of Boston in the East. Yankees have the Blue Jays. They've got Jaime Garcia, who hasn't pitched well for them. Marcus Stroman's going for the Blue Jays. He's having a good year.
Yep.
And then the Red Sox have Drew Pomeranz going. He's looking for his 17th win.
He's had a nice year.
I think McCullers is going for the Astros tomorrow, but it'd be really interesting to see what happens at the end of baseball tomorrow night. There you see the defensive changes for the Tribe. We're in the 9th. Brian Shaw on the pitch. Reimer Liriano first at bat. Tyler Naquin also staying in for the Tribe in right field. Out of play. Giovanni Urshela, a lot like what we just heard from Andre with regards to Francisco Mejia. Gio said, hey, I'll play anywhere. Where do you want to put me? I'll learn the position. So he's at first base now. He's played second. We've seen him play short. He can play third like anybody in the game. So that's going to help him going forward.
Absolutely.
You know, Arch?
Yes, indeed.
Strike call. Brian Shaw making his 78th appearance of the year. Into the glove of Urshela, 1 down. Well, postseason's almost here. Every pitch, every hit, every strikeout, every out, every inning. The only thing that matters, October. ALDS begins Thursday only on FS1. Now Tito, in an effort to try and get guys work specifically, is going to go back to the bullpen, and we're going to see Andrew Miller when we come back. Andrew Miller is coming out to pitch here with 1 out in the 9th. Miller, 56th appearance of the year. He's got Avisail Garcia and Kevin Smith standing in his way.
Last couple of times Miller has been out there, his fastball's been a little extra zip on it. That slider's had a little more bite to it. The command is getting there.
Greg Allen makes the catch, 2 down. Garcia flies to center, and the Indians have held Avisail Garcia to 1 hit and 4 trips to the plate tonight, and that's no easy feat because this guy, like Jose Ramirez, has had a great season. Garcia came in second to Jose Altuve in the American League batting race. $26,983. The attendance on a chilly Friday night here in Cleveland as the Indians close in on another win. Right field, slicing and foul. So Kevin Smith back to the plate. He couldn't tell from his vantage point if maybe that ball would stay fair. So
it was close. Yeah, it was close. It was slicing foul. So the White Sox down to their last strike.
Out of play. Just a reminder, we're back with you tomorrow night, 6:30, Indians Live. Alan Jensen will crank it up. We'll have the first pitch, 7 o'clock right here. Again, he shoots it foul right side. Corey Kluber will take the ball for the Indians, seeking his 19th win of the year. It'll be his final start, and who knows, it could be an opportunity to put the finishing touches on another Cy Young award.
Good pitch.
Just missed inside.
Really good pitch. He fouled off a couple of the right side, you know, giving him a little swinging room. And then he says,
don't forget about this. Tight. Don't forget about Mr. Inside.
He follows that up with a back foot slider.
Missed outside, 2-2. The 2-2 swung out and missed. He struck him out to end the game, and the Indians convincingly trounced.